This man is an electrical engineer from Marion, Indiana. This man is a truck driver from Portsmouth, Ohio. This man is a policeman from Pomona, California. These men are building contractors from Odessa, Texas. This man is a city councilman from the City of Industry, California. This man is president of an engineering firm in Atlanta, Georgia. They've all come together at one place for one purpose: drag racing. The story of this year's Nationals begins on a warm Wednesday morning late in August at the Speedway Shopping Center near Indianapolis, Indiana. This is where competitors from 36 states, the District of Columbia, and Canada find out whether their cars qualify as entries in the 1963 National Championships. The field is limited to 1,000, but there are many more applicants standing by, hoping for a chance if any of the entries are disqualified. The ages of drivers range from 16 to 61. 70 classes of cars will compete for 70 class awards and the class winners for 6 eliminator titles. More than $50,000 in prizes await the Big Go winners. The idea in drag racing is to get into the lowest competition class with as low a weight to horsepower ratio as possible, and with most of that weight on the rear wheels. It's like a fighter sweating down until he's all muscle, no fat, but with the punch where it counts. This is a B dragster and will run in the B dragster class. If it wins the class, it will run for the competition eliminator title. But dragsters, no matter how lean, have to be a certain size, length, and weight to carry certain types of engines. There are set limits. This car is in the factory experimental class, and the driver from Pennsylvania always has one of the top cars in the nation. Because some of the equipment is not generally available, this car is assigned to the A factory experimental class. Stocks and dragsters, representing the extremes of the drag racing scale, are relatively easy to classify. But the modifieds, the cars in between, are hard to assess. Inspectors really have to know automobiles to know how to classify cars like this one. It has a modified 1949 Fiat body and a hybrid Chrysler engine. The verdict? It will run in the A altered class. The Hearst Shifter Hospital provides technical and mechanical assistance to anyone who needs help. Will they run as hot as they look? Time will tell. But the National Hot Rod Association inspectors aren't concerned with the running gear alone. The driver's search for more speed has to be equated with safety and car handling. Roll bars must be a specified thickness. On this C dragster, they must be 1 5/8 inches in diameter if everything is A-OK. The next stop is the pit area of Indianapolis Raceway Park. In broad general terms, cars are either hot or stock. They're either factory assembled or showroom available, or they're modified in some specific way. Time for repairs and last-minute adjustments? Not much. There are 2 days of practice and 999 other guys who want time on the strip too. At best, a driver and crew may have 4 or 5 chances to practice, a total of 40 to 50 seconds of running time to find out what's what. Dragsters have to be sharp, They have to know their cars inside and out. Wally Parks, National Hot Rod Association president, checks to see if everything is going all right. There is always something that can be done or redone better. Some minor adjustment or finishing touch that they feel may make the difference between winning and losing. The body may be an early 1950 vintage, but the power plant, this year's latest model. Look like a parachute? It is. At 180 miles an hour plus, which is the speed some of these rails hit, you need real stopping power, or you run out of road. Now, the staging area official checks the lineup of waiting cars. He relays word to the timing tower and gets the signal that the strip is ready for action. A pair of dragsters are first up, and like all entries, without self-starters, they must be pushed up to the line. When the cars cross the starting line, they will break the light beams and start the electronic timers in the timing tower. Ready in the right lane, ready in the left lane. Keep your eyes on the Christmas tree, the electronic starter. The sequence of lights takes 2.5 seconds from top to bottom. And they're away. Practice or not, it's all out all the way. It's only 440 yards from start to finish. When the cars cross the finish line, they break the finish line light beams and stop the timers. The first car to cross the finish line also trips the lane lights, which are provided to tell the spectators which lane won. When the figures are relayed to the record keepers, a card is filled out that tells you your speed and elapsed time, accurate to the thousandth of a second. Runs are often so close that only the electronic clocks can separate the winner and the loser. Here's a speed merchant from another racing circuit, enjoying the proceedings. Parnelli Jones, the fastest man in Indianapolis Speedway history, with J.C. Agajanian, his car owner. Here's Herman Moser in a Dodge against a Pontiac convertible leading off a stock car practice session. Bud Powell in a 62 Dodge blows off Carmen Falcone in a 63 Plymouth. Bill Golden in another 63 Dodge takes Tom Steiner in a 61 Chevy Corvette. In the near lane, it's Charlie Smith, the leader in the World Point standings. His 8 Altered will run the distance in a little over 10 seconds. Some don't run at all and have to be pushed away from the starting line. Others jump the start. Better not do that in competition, or the red light will disqualify the car. When you think of the imagination that created these cars of all shapes and sizes, when you think of the ingenuity that turned a dream into hurtling metal, you realize that the National Championship drag races are perhaps the world's greatest display of automotive ingenuity in action. Run. Move up. Run. Move up. Go. 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 Swerves off the strip and cartwheels into the air. He scatters parts all over the area. was a scratch on his forehead. Saturday morning, early. The sun is hardly up, but the crowds are pouring into Indianapolis Raceway Park. Some have stayed all night. They'll get a good seat. The crowds wait anxiously for the big go to start. More eager fans jam into the park. By 9 o'clock, the parking area is full, and there isn't a seat left. The crowd this year is estimated to exceed 75,000. Jim Johnson, in a 1962 Dodge, leads off with a B-stock automatic win. Milo Coleman takes home the D-stock trophy with his little Lord POTUS. Jim Thornton, last year's runner-up for Mr. Stock Eliminator, keeps Dodge hopes very much alive with another impressive run. Now, here comes the factory experimental classes. Dave Strickler wins the A factory experimental class and receives a gold wristwatch awarded to all 70 class winners by George Hurst. Two Pontiacs duel in the B factory experimental class with Jim Wangers, the number 926, winning it. Another Dodge winner, Ron Roof, tops the C factory experimental class. When a class winner comes off the strip, his car is weighed, inspected again, and given another fuel check. If any infraction is found, he's disqualified. This year, 7 class winners were disqualified for a variety of reasons. The Dodges had no trouble. Dr. Dean Hill, a professor from the chemistry department of New Mexico State University, supervises the National Hot Rod Association fuel checks. Only service station pump gasoline, available locally, may be used. Sunday is another day. A day of more class eliminations. A day of more fun. The Golden Shifter Girls and the Canadian Indian Bob Beezer parade up and down the strip to the delight of the fans. National television coverage is another first in the 1963 Nationals. The eyes of the sports world are focused on Indianapolis Raceway Park this Labor Day weekend, as Bill Fleming interviews Harrison Jacobs and Ray Godman of the popular AA competition winner, Bo Weevil. Now, it's time for action. Ed Eaton, National Hot Rod Association event director, checks with the cameramen and the starters to make sure everything is ready. Don Garlitz leads off in his Dodge-powered AA dragster against Ron Abbott in Hellzapoppin. It's Garlitz all the way. Another Dodge-powered machine, Jim Parsons, a street roadster with a 63 Dodge engine, wins easily. More Dodge winners. Herman Moser takes a super stock automatic run as the big stockers take to the strip. And Jim Thornton, in the companion Ram Chargers Dodge, wraps up the super stock automatic class trophy. Dodge is going great at the Nationals. Bill Abraham from Akron, Ohio, wins the A-Stock automatic crown in a 62 Pontiac. Here comes one of the high points of the whole meet. The Stone Woods Cook entry in the far lane and George Montgomery in the near lane. It's California versus Ohio in a battle of the gassers. Cook dared Montgomery to run against him, and this is the chance he's been begging for. Montgomery walks away with the run, and later, the A Gasser Trophy.